6 million innocent Jews died during the Holocaust, and they deserve your attention to listen to this to prevent it from happening in the future. And I believe that I'm credible to talk to you about this because I have been interested in the World War II part of history ever since like 6th grade. And I took the time to research and find out all of these facts and make sure that they were legitimate. World War II started when Germany invaded Poland in 1939. And this is a picture of what the bodies were looking like after just a couple days or a couple months of being there, and they weren't fed or they barely got sleep and they were worked a lot, and so after they would die, they would just stack up the bodies. And this quote from Hitler says, "My prophecy will be fulfilled. This war will not destroy the Aryan race, but will exterminate the Jew. Such will be the ultimate outcome of this conflict, whatever its repercussions, and no matter how long it takes." And this was part of his plan called the Final Solution to exterminate the Jews. It originally began with killing Soviets, Polish, Catholics, Serbians, Gypsies, journalists, teachers, activists, handicaps, alcoholics, homosexuals, and Jehovah's Witnesses. And on November 9th and 10th, 1938 was Kristallnacht, and it was basically like the kickoff of the Holocaust. And Kristallnacht means the night of broken glass. And basically they went into all of Jewish businesses and homes and lit everything on fire and tried to burn everything that was Jewish down, took out all the Jewish people, and they brought them to concentration camps. And they also have brought some to ghettos, forced labor camps, and extermination camps. But concentration camps were originally for political prisoners. And when they brought them all there, they used a process called systematic slaughter. And when they got off the train, they would tell people that they were either going to the right or to the left, and say you were going to the left, you'd be going to take a quote-unquote shower. And that was really the gas chambers, and that's what this is a picture of right there. And if you were going to the right, then you were going to work. And they used the process of selection to pick out only the strongest people to work. And this is a quote from one of the prisoners. "They began to pick up people right from left, straight from the streets of the cities. Then they tortured and killed them. It seemed their actions depended on their moods, and that they did not have to account to anyone for their evil crimes to anyone." And their sleeping arrangements were pretty awful. They were bunked in groups of 3 to 4 on top of groups of 3 and 4. And that's a picture of how they were bunked. And a cool fun fact about that picture is the guy that wrote Night is in that picture, but I just don't know which one he is. But my dad told me that he's in that picture. And these are a couple dates of mobile killing squads that would go around and just kill people during the day that weren't taken to the camps. On September 29th, 1941, the Cowan was the general of a mobile killing squad that killed 2,007 Jews, 2,290 Jewesses, and 4,273 Jewish children in just one day. And on November 3rd, 1941, Lazai killed 485 Jews, 511 Jewesses, and 530 Jewish children. And a couple facts about the Holocaust. I'll just read a few. Approximately 5 million were non-Jewish victims, and the Holocaust was hidden from the Allied powers until the war was over. The total number of Jews that died represented 1/3 of Jews living at that time. And there are some people who don't believe that the Holocaust ever happened. And Germans used Jewish people to perform medical experiments on. And after like a full days of work, they got in little groups, and this didn't happen a lot, but some people tried to plan escapes and stuff. And on, I don't know the date, but there was a group of about 400 that tried to escape one night, and every single one of them was shot down and killed. And there were a couple that made it out to the forest, but they had people out there too. So you basically had no chance of getting out. And the eating conditions were terrible. They had bread and really disgusting soup, and you only got like very minor portions. So that's why they looked so haggard and like they're from Ethiopia. And when you arrived off the train, then you were given a tattoo for identification, and anytime they wanted to talk to you, or you were in your groups for sleeping arrangements, or you got called out from anything, you were referred to as your identification number. And this is a quote from one of the other prisoners that says, "At night we were driven out of the barracks, half naked and barefoot. We had to stay for a long time in the snow, lying down on the snow-covered ground. We were beaten. We were then ordered back to the barracks, and as we did so, we were beaten and dogs were sent upon us." And this is a picture towards the end of these. This is when they started bringing in different people, or different kinds of people, not just Jews. And these are all the ones that had already died, and this is a whole new group of people. And these were the ones that they were putting to work, and they said, if you don't work, this is what's going to happen to you. And the war continued until 1945, and there were more than 250,000 Jewish people labeled as displaced persons after the war. And for the next 7 years, they lived in camps trying to relocate their families. And at the very end, Hitler committed suicide, and he took a cyanide pill and shot himself. So after hearing all of this, I hope that you would take into consideration standing up for racism more often, and that we can prevent this from not happening.